Start. Export competitiveness, however, is only a function of the competitiveness of the entire economy. The poor state of our infrastructure is reducing our export competitiveness. The government has given the highest priority to the development of our infrastructure. Our various initiatives in this regard will start bearing fruit very soon. We have taken decisive action to speed up clearances for power projects and to expand and upgrade our airports and ports. The task force on infrastructure has formulated an ambitious national highway development project which I inaugurated in Bangalore earlier this month. Speed of movement of goods within the country and their shipment outside the country is critical for the success of our export efforts. The task force will soon present to the government an integrated national transport policy whose aim will be to create fast communication links for people and goods. Cheaper and reliable telecommunication links with the rest of the world are crucial for increasing the competitiveness of Indian exports. A new telecom policy is now on the anvil. One of its major objectives is to rapidly increase tele density all over the country. It will ensure that the prices of domestic, long distance, and international calls follow the global trend of sharp decline and become as cheap in India as in the rest of the developed world in the shortest possible time. The new telecom policy will also be a big boon to India's software exporters. You are already aware of the many steps taken by the government to make India a superpower in information technology. We have received an excellent response from the industry in this regard. A recent happy development has been the signing of the free trade agreement between India and Sri Lanka, which will bring closer economic integration in the South Asian region. I am confident that this agreement will lead to greater trade between our two countries, which share so much in common. It will also lead to similar initiatives with our other neighbors in South Asia so that this region can become a closely linked economic region with benefits flowing to all the countries. Friends, the global economic slowdown in the last 2 years, coupled with the meltdown in financial markets in East Asia and elsewhere, have hurt our exports. In such testing times, it is all the more necessary that you take this adverse development as a challenge for all here. I am happy to be with you this morning to participate in the India Tourism Day celebrations. I congratulated all those who have been named for receiving the award. I call upon others to emulate the examples set by the award winners. Redouble your efforts with a healthy, competitive spirit and work hard to achieve excellence in attracting more tourists, both domestic and foreign. We all know that tourism generates many more jobs for relatively less investment. It is capable of creating large scale employment opportunities, particularly in rural and backward areas where there are many attractive sites for tourists. It is potentially the biggest generator of foreign exchange. It is a non polluting industry. While foreign tourists generate goodwill for India around the world, domestic tourism is a powerful contributor to the cause of national integration. The government has therefore accorded high priority for the development of this sector through appropriate policies and programs. Tourism has often been misunderstood as an elitist activity without realizing its economic, social, and civilization significance. Travel from one place to another for the purposes of pilgrimage, pleasure, experience, education, and business is not the exclusive privilege of any class of society but a universal phenomenon. Tourism brings together people of different cultures and regions and fosters better mutual understanding. For doing this effectively and durably, it demands conditions of peace. It is therefore rightly said that tourism is the greatest peace movement in the world. Therefore, I commend all of you working to promote tourism in India for also promoting the larger goal of peace and harmony around the world. Friends, on a day like this, it is natural for us to celebrate what India has achieved in the field of tourism. But it is equally necessary to focus our attention on the gap between our achievement and our own targets and also the gap between the progress of tourism in India and that in other countries of Asia and the world. If there is any destination in the world which offers the widest choice to tourists, it is India. Nature tourism, culture tourism, exotic tourism, adventure tourisms, and spiritual tourisms. We have everything in India to cater to the diverse preferences of domestic and international tourists. Yet our target of 5 million foreign tourists have not been achieved, whereas even smaller countries are getting tens of millions of tourists. Why is this happening? I readily acknowledge that, as in the case of other industries, inadequate infrastructure is a major constraint in the development of tourism. The infrastructure for tourism includes not only hotels, restaurants, and other site facilities but also basic amenities.